It looks something like this.
So this is a video that I would prefer not to have to film because that means that I'm having skin issues. And I'm having skin issues. So I'm not my chipper, hello gorgeous person, because I've got zits. Nobody wants zits. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna cover them up and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Let's just do it. All right, so I have a completely makeup-free face. I did put my false lashes on and a little bit, and my brows. You know, you gotta have some brows. I'd be unrecognizable then, right? So what I'm gonna do first is prime my face, and what I've been doing lately is using Laura Mercier's primer, but this is gonna be a specialty video. I got my diva on. Okay, so I'm gonna use 3 different primers. I really like to use different primers for different things, and I've not had a breakout like this since having McKinley, and I'll just let you know right now. You can tell based off of where my zits are of what's going on with me. So typically when a woman has zits in this vicinity, it's hormonal, which means that I'm PMSy. So I just would like to give a special shout out to our Lord above for allowing me to not only lactate, but be hormonal, have a period all over again. What gives? It's unfair. So not only do I have to lactate, have a period, but I also have to get zits. Yeah. So anyways, I'm done complaining. I'm done complaining. But I'm gonna use primer all over my face, but I'm gonna use a special primer on my zit area. I'm almost out of this. Oh my gosh. I use this stuff every day. Okay. So for those of you asking, wondering, / want to ask, the way it goes is primer goes on after your moisturizer. I don't have moisturizer on today, but what I do have is a serum. So I typically would apply my primer all over my face and eyelids, but I already put a primer on my lids. I used Marc Jacobs and I set it with just a skin tone, flesh toned powder or eyeshadow. Use your words. And then what? This just dropped everywhere. Okay, so this is what I'm doing is what? I am a hot freaking mess. Oh my gosh. Let's start that again. Okay, so what I'm using is the NYX Color Correcting Liquid Primer. It's in green. And I don't even have a mirror here. I'm just a mess. I'm gonna use a tiny bit of that, which I dropped on my table, and apply it directly to my red spots. Because, okay, for those of you wondering why the heck I'm putting green on my face, you want to cancel out a color with the opposite color on the color spectrum. So for dark circles, which are what? Purple, we want to use peach. So if you see my how to cover your dark circles video, you already know that. So with red, you want to correct with green because what it does is it cancels out, creates a neutral base. So I'm going to add a tiny bit of green to that. Right there. And anywhere else that I have, this is just a scab right there. So I use my beauty blender and blend that out a little bit. This whole area is just red because this one is cystic, and man, it hurts like a mother. Do you know what I'm talking about when you get one of those cystic pimples under the skin that you can't even smile? It just hurts. That's where I'm at right now. It's not a great place to be. Okay, and then for under the eyes, I'm going to be using the Becca. This is the Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer. So I'm using 3 different primers for 3 different reasons. I'm just going to use this with my ring finger because it's my most delicate finger. All right, now that I have my primer set, I'm going to apply some foundation because what I want to do is I'm correcting with my primer, then I'm going to apply my foundation, and then I'm going to correct with concealer. So for foundation, I'm going to use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is an NC25, and my favorite handy dandy Marc Jacobs Phase 2 brush. What I like to do is apply with the brush and then blend out a little bit with the brush, a little bit with a damp beauty blender. So, oh, it hurts. I got my foundation on, blended out, everything like that. I really like this color. I don't know on there, but on my playback it looks kind of yellowish, but in person it doesn't look like that. So next I'm going to use a green concealer. This palette is CoverGirl, but any green concealer will do. This one is the True Blend Pre-Touching Palette. Again, any green will do. Using a concealer brush, and actually I'm gonna use a different brush. I lied to you. Please hold. This brush, it's just like too big for my area that I wanna get in there, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna use this little guy. Not to mention that had concealer on like in other colors, and I want just straight green. So going in with the green, and I'm going to apply directly wherever I see red because it's gonna help cancel it out. Okay, looks goofy, I know, but we're gonna blend that out. I'm gonna put from wherever I see red, whether it's a boo-boo or not. My skin's just not great right now. Need some help. I need a facial. Because using my damp beauty blender, as you can see, I'm just literally tapping that into my skin. I'm not smudging. I'm not doing anything but just tapping that into the skin. If I was doing ASMR right now, this would be making a sound that somebody would probably enjoy. Okay, so now that I've got the green on, you can still see a little tinge of green right there, but we're gonna cover that up. I'm using my Dermablend. This is the Quick Fix Concealer. I've talked about it before. I use Ivory, so I'm going to use, because I want a very detailed application, using a concealer brush. This one is for Makeup Addiction. And applying it right where the red is. Pouncing that into the skin. Now that I have my concealer on, I went ahead and applied it under my eyes. I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness. This is a natural beige, and it's just a pressed powder, but this is supposed to help neutralize any redness, and I'm going to apply it wherever I see red. Then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics. This is the CC, ooh, that's bright. Ooh, that's bright. This is the Airbrush Perfecting Powder, Your Skin But Better Medium Tan. I use this stuff like every day, so I've already hit pan on it and I love it so much. I'm gonna use that everywhere else that I didn't use the redness one. Usually I would use a brush, but I just grabbed the little sponge out of the thing. So it is what it is. Now I'm gonna set the rest of my, like the high planes of my face basically with the translucent powder using Kat Von D. Add a little bronzer, All right, guys, so this is the finished look. Clearly, when you've got a little bit of like dimension there, it's not gonna make it look flat, but it is gonna take away the redness. So it's gonna really diminish the look of the red, the puffy, all of that, and it's gonna just maybe look like, I don't know, a wart. That's terrible. I mean, it is what it is when you got a cystic acne spot, a cystic pimple, a cystic zit. None of that sounds right, but you know what I'm trying to say. You've got a pimple and it's cystic. That's what I'm trying to say. So really, all you can do is really tone it down as much as possible, which that's what this does. It's canceling out the red with the green, applying your makeup properly in the proper steps, and then setting it. The one thing that I want to say is that do not, I repeat, do not apply highlighter anywhere near a pimple, because what's it gonna do? Draw attention to it. So keep it simple, minimize, and that's that. So if you have a pimple on your nose, on your cheeks, on your forehead, right here where you typically would highlight, like me, let it go, sister. Just let it go. All right, so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed how crazy I am, because I am. I'm a little bit crazy. And yeah, that's that. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Just hit subscribe. Also, turn on notifications. I'm seeing on everybody's channel that everybody's saying turn on notifications, so do it for me too. Okay, thanks. All right, don't forget to visit me on my blog, AngelaLanter.com, and on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of those places. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I love you all so much. Au revoir.